Hey Symposium listeners, have you ever listened to our A Song of Ice and Fire coverage and wanted to chime in live with your thoughts? Or wanted us to cover a property of your choice?
Introducing the Symposium Review Contest. The contest is open now and closes on August 31st, 2026.
Here's how you can enter. Leave us a 5-star review on any podcatcher and send us a screenshot to earn an entry. You can leave reviews on as many platforms as you want, and each screenshot counts as an entry.
If you want an extra incentive, every review you submit on or before April 30th, 2026 will be counted as 2 entries.
If you win, you get to pick one of the following 3 options.
Option 1, join us for an A Song of Ice and Fire wrap-up episode after we have read A Dance with Dragons.
Option 2, get us to watch or read or otherwise consume a piece of media to cover on the podcast.
Option 3 is the same as option 2, but you get to also be on the podcast episode with us.
We will have a minimum of 2 winners. One winner will be the person who earned the most entries, and a second winner will be chosen through random draw. If interest is high, a third winner may also be chosen.
So folks, get those reviews in on or before August 31st, 2026. We look forward to chatting with you in fall of 2026.
And now on to the episode. Welcome to A Song of Ice and Fire Symposium. My name is Nav and my pronouns are they, them.
And my name's Harmit and my pronouns are Hershey, like the chocolate.
And this is A Dance with Dragons, chapters 26 and 27, The Wayward Bride and Tyrion. In these chapters,
marriage doesn't suit Asha, but the widow of the waterfront gets Tyrion suited up to meet Dany.
welcome to the podcast, everyone. So, Harmit, who died in these chapters?
God.
I hope you made a list, but give us highlights.
There were so many. Okay, so some of her companion people died. Don't ask me for names. I don't got them. Some of them, she was like, I got really far away from them, you know? So I don't quite, with Carl and them, who knows?
Right.
Likely dead, but also you never know in this universe. I'm gonna say Asha isn't dead because I just refuse that.
You want to have the Asha to...
Yes.
So, sorry for everybody who doesn't get it. Asha means hope in, Punjabi, Hindi, Urdu, all those 8 languages, kind of.
Yeah, I want to keep my Asha alive. Thank you very much. And then there was a couple where, there was one guy where it was his daughter fell, and then he went after his daughter, and then we had to grab his, a guy died, but then his daughter went after him, and then we had to just kind of grab the daughter. Those people I think are cooked.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember anybody else's name, but I know that a lot of her people are dying, I think.
Right. I mean, also the people on the other side.
Yes. People, yes. Yeah, for the first 5 guys they send, and then sort of other people that sort of come in.
She also learns of Theon's undeadness or de-deadness. I don't know what to...
Yeah.
Lack of dead.
Yeah. And sort of dead portions of him. Sort of dead, what's it called? Extremities too. Well, I guess she doesn't quite learn about the extremities, but we know about the extremities. But, it's fine, I'm not gonna think about that anymore. Moving on.
Thank you.
Who else did we talk about? Oh, Tyrion. Okay, Tyrion's chapter. Give me a T, give me a Y, give me an R-I-O-N. Oh, the girlie's brother.
You did an O right after you did the chant for Tyrion, and it sounded like his name's Tyriono.
Tyriono was his name.
Didn't he play Cyrano?
He did, yes. Wait, that
so
works.
It's combined Tyrion.
Oh, I still have to watch that. Oh, okay, note to future editing, Harmit. Note this down. Okay, wait. What was I saying? Oh, who died? Oppa! I think his name was, or Oppo? I don't remember. It was like
Oppo,
I
think.
It was like a cute little like AO name, you know, and an AOP name.
There's definitely an O and two P's. I forget what the last vowel was.
Yeah, but it also made it worse because he had a
I think we're making it worse by not remembering the guy's name.
Hey, it's okay. But yeah, that poor guy. I don't really remember anyone else dying. I mean, I could be wrong, but
like the widow's husband died 30 years ago.
Wow, yeah.
But that's just kind of implied. I think that is it. I also should have made a list, but I didn't. So let's move on. What did you think of these chapters?
Thank you for the warning, by the way, that these were going to be the longest.
Well, I didn't remember
and wildest chapters.
I didn't remember.
I pulled up these chapters and I was like, "Okay, let me get a page count. Let me get a guesstimation of how long I'm going to need." I pull them out and it's a 50-page sort of duo. And I'm like, okay, this is gonna be fun. But then I still was like, I have hope. Sometimes chapters have a lot of pages, but they're not like super lengthy feeling. And then I start reading these and I was like, these are so good, but they're so long. And I just was so worried. I was like, what's gonna happen? Who's gonna, and I just had so much anxiety reading these chapters. However, Asha's chapter, right up until the end, I kind of was having a fun time. It was so fun to sort of see her again. It was a good time. I had so much fun. And then Tyrion's chapter, like, it was weird, but it was good.
Okay.
Like,
how so?
Okay,
like, how was it weird?
Okay. It was weird because, like, obviously Tyrion is kind of in this state of, like, Jorah's taking me to Cersei, I'm cooked, you know? That's kind of
what you were convinced he was doing,
yes,
too.
Yeah. I remember you very pointedly being like, which queen is he talking about? And I was like, Cersei? Who else would it be? And now I kind of regret that. However, I do need you to know that before they revealed it, I was like, I feel the chapter started and I was like, wait, this is Jorah. He's taking him to Dany. And I now wish I could go back in time and tell you that, but I don't have a time machine. But it literally was like, I started the chapter and I was like, wait, it's, you know? But that's okay. It's okay, a half win is a win. You know, we count those. Halves add up. But honestly, it was weird because it was like, obviously, like, you know, like, Jorah has been weird in the past when it comes to slavery, and now he's sort of, like, put chains on Tyrion, which we don't totally love, and, like, all the things. But, like, I don't know, in, like, a weird way, I feel like they could be friends.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, and maybe this is just kind of me.
The bear and the Lannister fair. I don't know.
The fair and the not-so-maiden Lannister fair.
Did you just say the fair and the not-so-maiden Lannister fair?
You
just said fair twice instead of calling him bear.
Wait, yeah, I meant the other way around. Oops. I got so excited for the end of the sentence, I mixed it up.
Yeah.
What's it called? What was I calling it?
You were saying you wanted them to be friends.
And I think BFFs. This is also, because I feel like
but remember, I think I'm gonna I'm interrupting you, and you should finish, but like,
go on.
We haven't seen Jorah in so long that I think you're forgetting just how much we despise this guy.
Oh, that's the thing. That's why I said it was weird, but I liked it, because it was weird, because I was like, I really don't like Jorah, right? But, like, I was fine with, like, Tyrion and Jorah becoming friends. Like, not, like, friends, but, like, sort of like a, like, I don't know, like, I was fine with them, like, sort of buddying up for this journey that they're sure to kind of face troubles. Like, basically, I was, you know, usually when, like, a character you like is with a character you don't like, you're, like, hate each other, and, like, you, like, Tyrion land on top, you know? But, like, this was kind of one where I was like, you know what? Be sort of, like, commodity version of Friends. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
just kind of do what you need to.
Good cop, like, bad cop. They kind of do the good cop, bad cop later, too.
And
but it's not like a planned thing. It's just Jorah's just a sour old man.
Yeah, literally. And Tyrion's like, man, this guy, he's not picking up on anything she's putting down. Let me sort of pick up the slack. So I think it just sort of like, I don't know, like, I just think that their dynamic really works for people who, like, probably have great reasons to sort of hate each other. Like, if I just sort of ignore, like, the, like, hey, keeping Tyrion sort of upright, sort of bound against a wall in, like, these, like, super heavy chains. If I sort of ignore that part, they're kind of buddies in this chapter, you know?
It's a little buddy comedy.
Yeah, exactly. But I think where that's coming
Adventures
from...
in Volantis. Drinking our way through Volantis. No, like,
oh my god.
The Hangover set in Volantis.
Oh my god, dude. I feel like... God, those movies were awful. Guys, I had to watch... sorry, quick side note. I had to watch those on, like, a cabin trip, you know?
Had to?
Well, everybody was watching them, and I wasn't gonna go sit on my own outside.
Right. Okay. So other people wanted to watch those.
Yes. And I sort of didn't know, like, I'd never heard of them before watching them, so I really didn't have a vote. I just kind of was like, sure, there's a movie everyone wants to watch. Then when it was like, let's watch the second one, I was like, guys, how could the second one be better? And it wasn't, it was worse. It was so much worse. No. It was like unbelievably worse. Like, I was like, how did you get worse? Anyway, just like sort of reminded me of that.
All right,
but
slander.
Anyway,
let's back to this.
Yeah, back to the non-slander. Sorry, buddy comedy.
No,
I know where it's coming from. So the sort of wanting them to be a buddy comedy together, it's like, because you know how in this chapter, like, he almost kind of misses young Griff and Griff, and then in Griff's chapter, they kind of sort of were like, ugh, he betrayed us, but like, I don't know, I just feel like they were becoming like a little found family, and now we kind of lost it, so I think I'm kind of trying to find that and build it up somewhere.
Right. A new found family. Yeah.
Exactly. Kind of the problematic old uncle of the family. Is sort of Jorah, but like insanely like a lot more problematic than the word problematic allows for. Yeah, anyway, I had a good time, but I was like, oh my god, what the hell is gonna happen? But these were good.
Yeah. And also, I want to give you credit. You kind of did guess that the wayward bride was gonna be Asha. For
the completely wrong reasons. But yeah. I ate. And I like, also totally nailed where she would be.
Yeah. And like, in fact, before we even got to the next chapters for this chapter, back when Stannis and Jon had their last talk and Jon was like, I'm going to give you a way to get Deepwood Motte. You were like, oh, it would be fun to get an Asha chapter to see how things over there are going.
Mm-hmm.
So... there you go.
It was good. Like, when she first was like, oh, the wolves are coming. I was like, you know? But then, I was like, this feels like a little cameo moment.
Yeah.
I say cameo as though Stannis hasn't been here the rest of this book. But, like, sort of where he doesn't belong sort of cameo.
Like
you know?
A guest star.
Yeah. For, like, a little... Yeah. Anyway, this is, like... You know what I was thinking about when I was reading Tyrion's chapter? You know how Tyrion and Jorah are in the same place? And they were both in book 1, but in, like, completely different continents, completely different sort of circumstances, whatever. And, like, Stannis, we sort of met in book 2. Asha, we sort of met in book 2, if I'm remembering correctly. So, there's just, like, this whole, like, and, like, we met them, but in completely different situations. Like, it's just weird. Like, this world is so intricate that, like, I feel like at any moment in the later books, you can stop and be like, where did these people start again? And what connections did their story have, like, way at the beginning? Yeah. Like, even if they were, like, sort of very bare bones. And, like, what are the connections now? Like, I feel like I feel like every chapter sort of is becoming a crossover episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I get it.
And it's just like weird to think about, you know?
Yeah, even Tyrion like figures out who Jorah is from his time on the council in King's Landing and all of that.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah. Okay. Let's get you to do a summary because
yes.
We've been chatting for a while.
Oh god. Okay. Let me remember what happens in these chapters. Okay.
3, 2, 1. Asha.
Okay. Asha escaped to Deep Monmouth after the King's Moot. Euron married her off, subbing in a seal. Rude. She's married to the guy she insulted. They attack Stannis and the attack. She thinks north. No, she's like, we're gonna get to sea. Does not work. She about to die. Who knows what's gonna happen? Her plan was to try and go get Theon though to like
switch
overrule Tyrion. Tyrion's with Jorah. Shock. Jorah isn't actually gonna sell him out to Cersei. He's gonna take him to Daenerys. Sort of puts thingy on him, chains on him, is like, you're a slave now, blend in. They go and talk to the waterfront widow. She sort of is like, I'm not helping you, and then she's like, I'll help you, I know who you are.
Oh, that's a minute.
Okay.
Sorry, I lost track.
It's okay.
Okay.
The words were not coming to me quick enough.
Fair. All right, so let's just jump into it.
Yeah.
Asha's chapter starts with, Asha Greyjoy was seated in Galbert Glover's long hall drinking Galbert Glover's wine when Galbert Glover's maester brought the letter to her. It was like such
a little tongue twister moment. Greyjoy Galbert Glover. Greyjoy Galbert Glover.
Mm-hmm. It's a raven from Barrowton. That's like a little north of not Deepwood Mott, Moat Cailin. Mm-hmm. So that's where it seems like Ramsay and party are currently situated, and he's sending this letter. It's okay. So it's like news that, hey, we have taken Moat Cailin, get the fuck out of our lands, otherwise we'll come kill you too. Mm-hmm. And he calls himself Ramsay Bolton, Lord of Winterfell. Mm-hmm. I guess because he thinks he's going to be marrying Arya now. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's, so the message is written in the blood of the Ironborn that he killed. Mm-hmm. And he includes a piece of Theon's skin.
Lovely. Yay.
And, okay, two things about the, like, not logistics, like the other two things about this letter. Mm-hmm. He says, I send you each a piece of prince. So that tells me that they're, like, this is, like, a letter he's sending out to multiple people. Mm-hmm. Dude, you're not, like, copying this in your Xerox machine.
LOL!
Why can't it be addressed specifically to each person? Like, you still have to write it out every time regardless.
Well, we don't respect you, Core. Or I don't respect you, Core.
I don't know. It just struck me as weird that it's like this, like, copy-paste letter, but there's literally no copy-pasting in this world.
Right. Yeah. It's like he's trying to act very nonchalant about it, and it's like, no, you did have to put in the effort, actually.
Yeah, so there's that part. And then he signs his, right? But then Lady Dustin, Lady Servant, 4 of the Risewells, and the Umber, they all also sign it. And they were all just cool with him writing a letter in blood and sending a piece of skin to people. Like, you're literally, signing on to, like, you're agreeing to that? What is wrong with these people?
Yeah, great questions. Disturbing answers.
That just doesn't, like, it feels wrong. I don't know. Yeah,
it's very wrong for sure.
So, that's that. And Asha's, like, like, of course, it's news that Mokillen has fallen, but, like, she knew that the Ironborn are basically kind of abandoning the North. Like, Euron doesn't care about it, so it was going to happen sooner or later. But it is a shock to her to find out that Theon is alive, because she thought he was dead.
Yeah. And she feels
fact,
some kind of way about this.
Yeah, like, I hope he... honestly, it would be better if he were dead, because this is torture, literally.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll talk more about that. And then the Maester is like, hey, can I take this letter to Lady Sybil? So Lady Sybil, like, I highlighted her name because I don't know if you remember in Feast for Crows, we meet Jane Westerling's mother, and her name is Sybil. And she is like the granddaughter of Maggie the Frog. And we talked about how there's that theory that that's not Jane. Jane is pregnant and she's like off somewhere. And that Sybil, like Maggie the Frog, is like a prophetic seer. And the word Sybil means like prophet or something along those lines.
Ooh. Okay.
And now there's like another person named Sybil, and I was like, is this just because George ran out of names, or because like, is there anything to it? I'm think probably the latter, but
yeah, but that would be really it would be nice, like, because it's like you know. Okay, wait, I have two thoughts, and I don't know which order to say them in, so as to not forget them when I say second. Okay, so like first thought one thing that I like in fantasy is, like, you know how in the real world, when you, there's some situations where, like, if you choose to be, like, super devoted to a religion, sometimes what you have to do is, like, you have to put aside, like, you have to be okay with, like, okay, I think my God is good, but my God let all of these things happen. Like, right? Like, that can sometimes be, like, a big thing that people fall into, right? That makes it tough. A thing that I really like about fantasy is you can make all of those things go away with like Lord of Light, like, or go away to an extent with like, okay, like, I pray to Lord of Light, I make sure everyone believes Lord of Light, and then Lord of Light sends Azor Ahai, and we are good. You know what I mean? Like, it's the part of my brain that wants like a natural conclusion. So I would love if she was like a prophet in here. And okay, now second part, where it's like if Sybil is like a prophet, or like there's some sort of power or something here, like, because Asha kind of thinking about how she's like always praying, and Asha's like, that's hopeless, that's not going to do anything. So it would be nice if maybe that was doing something, right? Like having a direct, measurable consequence. Yeah. So whether there's evidence or not, I would like to believe that for her sake.
Yeah. And honestly, I haven't like come across, I personally haven't like seen any theories about this Sybil being like a prophet or anything. I was just like, oh, that name has meaning. So like, why is he reusing it? But then once again, thousands of characters, maybe he just needed a name.
Yeah.
And it's spelled slightly differently, I think. I think this one ends in an E and that other one doesn't, or something like that. But it's pretty much the same thing.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So, Lady Sybil, or Lady Glover, she is here, and she prays a lot for her husband and for her kids, because Asha left her kids back on back with her uncle, like at their castle. Harlaw, which Harlaw I think is the one, right?
I think that's his name.
Yeah. And so which kind of sucks for this lady, like, now that, like, you know, hopefully Stannis takes over this castle and is like, hey, you know, be with me, but you like back me up and you can have this castle, but then she still doesn't have her kids, and that really sucks.
Yeah. And especially like cause yeah, she doesn't have her kids, but her husband's dead, but her brother's captive? Or am I thinking of a different family?
So there's Galbert Glover is the Lord, okay?
Yes.
He was the eldest. I think he died.
Got it. Okay.
He was unmarried and all of that. So he never had kids. So his heir was his brother, Robert Glover, who is her husband.
Yes.
And he is alive, and I think we heard about him from in Davos's chapter that he's in White Harbor trying to get like some kind of force together to try to take back his castle.
Got it. Okay, cool.
So, yeah, her husband is now the Lord. I'm pretty sure Galbert Glover is dead, like at the Red Wedding or something along those lines.
Yeah. Okay.
And that Robert Glover, who was his heir, is now Lord, but just hasn't had access to his castle and stuff.
Okay, perfect.
So this letter also sparks conversation amongst her people, and they're talking about how, like, okay, Mokaelin's fallen, they're probably gonna attack Torrance Square next, which is where what's his name, Dagmar Cleftjaw is at. Remember that guy way back, like book 2 Theon, like first few chapters? I guess they left him at Torrance Square, and then he's just been there this whole time for like 4 books.
That's so long. What has he been? Did he make it back for the King's Moot, or did he just never leave? He was too important. He had to stay there. Couldn't even go vote.
I don't think he. Wait, I don't remember. I don't think he was at the King's Moot.
I don't remember seeing him there.
But maybe he was. Yeah, I have no memory. But somebody help us out if you remember.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, and Hasha's like, yeah, it's no point trying to like hold on to these places because Euron's not interested, so we're gonna lose stuff anyway. And then this is where we get, there was no one left on Pike to appeal to save for her own Lord husband. And just like, it's very casually thrown in there. What did you think initially?
I was like, huh? Who? I was like, literally who? I had sort of no thoughts about this. I just kind of moved on because I was like, okay, hopefully they tell us what's going on.
Yeah. So she's been married to this guy named Eric something. Is it Eric Goodbrother, I think? Maybe? Potentially. I don't know. I don't remember the first part is Eric. And that's the guy that he was at the King's Moot, and he like was kind of gathering support until Asha like goes to him and is like, oh, okay, you want the throne? It's right there. Get up and take it. And he's old now, so he couldn't. And it was like a really sad line that was like, you know, a great man grew small in just an instant or something along those lines. And it was just like a heartbreaking thing. And he used to be like the shit back in the day. Like he was real cool.
His
it's just
nickname
that
was Anvil
now.
Breaker.
Yeah.
Iconic.
So he's just old now. But he's the one that Euron has put in charge of the Iron Islands while Euron himself is away doing whatever the hell he's doing.
Hey, but I would have thought that, like, sure, Euron's focused on the dragon stuff, but he'd also want to, like, keep, like, some, you know, like, keep the stuff going. Because, like, especially because, like, she's like, yeah, like, if Balon was still alive, Mokaelin wouldn't have fallen, and she's kind of, like, mourning that development or whatever. She's like, Euron knows, but he doesn't care. And so, like, he's kind of not thinking about any of that, sort of. Yeah. He's like, I'll deal with all the internal sort of back and forth petty fights later. And then, but then he also, like, installs this, like, super old guy as, like, almost like his hand, not his hand, but, like, just to kind of rule in his place on the Iron Islands while he's gone, right? Like, the Anvil Breaker. But then, like, this guy's old, like, he's not gonna do much. And, like, sure, like, even Asha compliments the move, because she's like, it was a great way to get me out of the way, and to get him on his side, and to, like, sort of get someone, like, respectable in charge, whatever. But still, it just, like, he's clearly not prioritizing the things he's leaving. And, I don't know, like, sure, I guess, like, our solution ever since the dragons were created, like, even when Dany would get into a bind, we'd be like, yeah, but she has dragons, she can just fly away. You know, like, that was always our solution, and I guess maybe that's what Euron thinks he's gonna do, like, and I guess, like, with dragons,
I
like,
think
allies fall into line, like, I don't know, I'm just kind of thinking out loud, like, I'm just kind of like, Yeah, he's not, like, dumb. Like, what's he kind of doing? Like, what's his sort of
Yeah,
deal?
I think that's what it is that he clearly has some goal in mind, and he's using the Iron Islands. And remember, like, the shields that they take in the Reach, he also gives off to other people, and, like, he doesn't seem interested in any of the things he's conquering, at least so far.
Yeah, like,
so
it's not
what
even
is his
about
actual goal? Yeah, that's
like,
the question.
Does he just really wants a dragon? Like, he just really wants to be, like, all powerful? Like, he's got some, like, Targaryen
once you get
sort
a dragon,
of...
like, I guess you go back to the Iron Islands, and, like, who's gonna oppose you? Like, will you go back to the Shields, and who's gonna oppose you? Like, it's all yours anyway.
I guess it's just weird that it's like, I don't know, maybe the dragons are the end and the means to the end, but I so far had thought that the dragons were the means, but the end was like Ironborn conquering. I didn't realize
the end
it was so selfish.
Even dragons.
Maybe it's something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
maybe he wants to become a dragon himself, or like some
maybe
wild
it's like,
shit like that.
What was that guy who did that? Who drank wildfire?
Like Bright Flame or something.
Yeah. Or maybe he's like, once dragons bind to my will with this horn, and I have dragons to bind to my will, then, like, I'm good. Like, I can just kill everyone, like, sort of Thanos core. Like, I don't know.
I just had a little bit of goosebumps. Sorry to interrupt, but, like, remember how earlier you were talking about how every chapter is like a crossover, and I'm like, anticipating the upcoming crossovers, and I will say no more, but that's all.
Oh my god. I'm also looking at my book here, because, fun fact for everybody, this is another one of the books that Nav has given me in, like, 2 volumes, just sort of split up our, like, halfway.
The like, set I bought, this book and the third book, split.
And I'm looking at this book, and so I'm basically, a little bit more than a quarter through the book now, I'm assuming.
No, we talked about this last time, that we were actually a third of the way through the book.
Oh, wait, I forgot about... Oh, you literally told me that last time. Yeah. Oh my god, that's so fun. Okay.
That was last time, so now we're even, like, past a third.
Wow. Anyway, yeah, it's juicy. And as I see kind of the pages being counted down, I'm like, Nav has to give me one more book. You know?
Yeah, I gotta get that ready. Tell me... Text that to me at some point so I remember to do it. Editing Harmouth, text me to prepare the next book.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Anyway, I was just kind of wondering about his intentions, because I guess I wasn't thinking broad enough when we were encountering him in the 4th book. Like, I just kind of was thinking, well, yeah, he's Ironborn, and, like, you know, his people sent him away, so he wants vengeance, but at the end of the day, like, he wants his people to like him and, like, whatever. Not like him, but, like, fear him, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I guess I just was thinking too small. Like, he could just be trying to destroy the world or do something else.
Yeah. Totally. Who knows? That's too big a topic. We'll come back to that at some point. Okay. So she has 200 people that are currently under her command. It includes a couple of her cousins. There's a Quentin Greyjoy, which made me laugh. That's a distant cousin.
Made me want to hurt someone. I was like, we need get a name. Get a name.
It's like, I think there's like a Bran chapter when they're like walking in the crypts or something, and then they come across like a Theon Stark, and it was like, what?
Oh my god.
Was that just Theon that went and carved his name there because he wanted to belong?
Hello? Stop. That's so depressing. I don't want to think about that.
I think that is a thing. I hope I'm not making not the him carving his name, but like we come across a Theon Stark. Anyway, and then there's a Dagon Greyjoy who's a cousin still more distant.
Dude, man.
Yeah, and they're talking about how, oh, let's die in glory, and she's like, oh shit, they have given up all Asha to win, and all they're doing is just like, all they look for now is a good death. And she's like, yeah, I guess they're gonna be coming for this castle sooner or later, so I have to make a decision. And then she's like, it's late in the night.
Wait,
she goes
just
up
before that, there was this, like, line that just hit me, and it was so good. And I love when non-Starks just get it. Like, something about that just hits. She says, like, Crom's kind of talking about how, like, Dagmar's gonna kill him, oh, you know, the battle, whatever. He's like, they're only wolves. And then Asha's like, the wolves are all slain. These are the skinners who slew them.
Yeah.
And it just...
the distinction.
It just was... I was like, thank you. It just so good. Respect for Asha.
Yeah, but then she goes back to calling her attackers wolves. And then...
Yeah, but, like, I think that's just kind of, like...
Yeah, like, even just now, like, sooner or late, the wolves will come to take this castle back, like...
I think that's more, like, colloquial, you know? Like,
right,
she just gotta...
Right. No, I agree. I was just being a meanie. So, she goes up to her room, but this... Okay, there's a whole thing, but what like, you know, earlier, she's, like, sitting in his Galbert Glover's hall, drinking his wine, talking to his maester, and it's... Every time, like, anything is described, it's, like... Galbert Glover's bedchamber, Galbert Glover's bed, his window. Like, it's never...
Yeah.
It's giving... I guess it's emphasizing just how not at home Asha feels in this place.
Totally.
And the sea is, like, 5 leagues away, but that's just way too much for her.
Yeah.
Like, this is probably as close... Like, other than Bear Island, this is, like, the closest to sea the North gets. Yeah. And I guess White Harbor. I guess there's actually a lot of... like, compared to Winterfell, this is much closer to the sea.
Yeah.
But it's not close enough for her.
Yeah.
And she does...
And that's kind of like a recurring theme through this. Like, I feel like every page, there's some sort of thing of, like, yep, she does not like the... This is, like Ironmen belong at sea, or, like, this belongs to Galbert Glover. Like, it's just... They're not doing okay. Even, like, all the way down to, like, the final decision of, like, we might die either way. Do we take our chances here, or do we try to get to sea? And it's like, the risk is worth it, because this is not it, fam. You know?
Yeah. So she's thinking about all that, and she's thinking about how she's got 4 longships and not quite 200 men, including Christopher Botley, who she doesn't trust at all. This is the guy who's been, like, in love with the Manic Pixie Dream Girl version of her for the longest time.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So, he's one of her major people, and she does not trust him, which is good, but I don't know. I can't tell personally if his loyalty is genuine or not, I guess, is my...
I think, yeah, that's a good point, because I think, like, up until, like, the King's Moot and whatever, I think Asha also was like, this is not genuine, you can't build a loyalty off of Manic Pixie Dream Girl dreams, you know? But then, like, I think now even she's kind of thinking, like, wait, I would not have expected him to even sort of in secret join my side. You know, like, even that was kind of a big leap. So, I don't know, but then it also is, like, you know, there is kind of that, like, thing of, like, I don't have the words to explain what I'm trying to say, but, like, you know the thing of, like, how, like, sometimes, obviously not always, but, like, sometimes, like, men will kind of go to any extent just to kind of bag a woman.
Right.
But, like, this feels more than that, but also it could literally... But I don't... So that's the thing, I kind of agree.
It could be the opposite, whereas he, like, got snubbed by her and is now, like, secretly plotting revenge.
Yeah, maybe, but, like, I just don't know if he's, like, clever enough for that, or, like...
Yeah.
Like, I just don't know, and, like, I guess... I don't know, but I guess the only other thought I have is, like... He knows about Carl, right? Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. Even there was
later
a moment
he's like dreaming about
where,
like, oh, we should go be traitors, and she's like, you, me, and Carl.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, cool. Because at the beginning I was like, oh my god, I'm worried, like, what if he finds out? And, like, we were finally kind of starting to get a sense of, like, maybe he's loyal, you know, whatever. But then they kind of make that jab later on, and then I was like, hey, he knows we're chilling. But anyway, yeah, no, I get your confusion. I don't quite know where I stand on this.
Yeah. Speaking of Carl, so there's this whole scene. What did you think of it initially?
I was scared. I didn't realize this was their dynamic because, I mean, we haven't seen her in so long. Like, I don't even know if this was introduced before. Like, I don't even remember. And I just was genuinely so, like, I was about to get mad. Like, because I just was so, like, I just did not,
fair.
You know?
You should, yeah,
because
fair.
At the beginning, it just was, like, you just had no idea where it was going.
Yeah,
and then,
that is how it hits the first time, certainly.
And then, like, a paragraph later, you're like, oh, wait, okay, this is fun. I can get into this. And then I went and reread the page, and I was chill with it.
Role-played BDSM thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was
It's
good.
fun on the reread. It's very disturbing on the first read.
There's just no way to know until she sort of confirms.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, you both love, this is sort of what you guys do. Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely.
And it's...
I ship it now.
Yeah, overall... It's one of the least offensive sex scenes that George R.R. Martin has written. Like, he's written scenes where he thinks there's actual consent, and it does not, like, that is not what's happening. But then there's this scene where, like, you're literally, like, assault, but then you, like, very, like, you can tell, yeah.
Yeah. But like, it just is, like, here's my thing, right? Like, I feel like typically when I'm just sort of reading something, I like to give people and authors and even just characters the benefit of the doubt. So, like, I feel like typically when I'm reading, like, I totally could see myself reading something like this and being like, let him cook, give him a chance, and that being my first thought. But just with George R.R. Martin, my first thought is, unfortunately, we've had too many instances of us having a perfectly sort of normal, chill chapter, and then suddenly a woman has to get raped, and there was no other way to do it, and then we sort of move on. And so it started, and you're kind of identifying the pattern, right? And you're like, God, not another one. Like, we can't keep doing this. And then you sort of get halfway down the page, and you're like, oh my God, maybe all of those years in between writing his books did him some good if this is how he's now writing these scenes. You know? So I was kind of impressed with George. Yeah, because I will say, I feel like typically I'm sort of more open to things being anything, but just with George R.R. Martin and sex scenes, my first assumption is always going to be that it's bad.
As it should be, yeah. Okay, so they have sex, obviously, and she gets up a little bit later, and she's like, oh, I gotta work on some moon tea, which, like, great plan, except we know what happens, like, half an hour after this. Is she gonna be able to access some moon tea? Or is she pregnant and hanging out in the world?
Oh my God, she could be.
Right?
Yeah. But also, depending on how things with Stannis goes, I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like with the extra stress and, like, she's probably not going to be, like, eating as well, blah, 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 like, she's stressed out, whatever. Like, I just feel like that's kind of the least of our concerns, like, because like, you know, with all the stress she's under, like I just don't know if it's gonna work.
Will she live is the main concern.
Well, first of all, yeah, will she live? But then second, like, will it even become a fetus, you know? Will it even...
Oh, like, is she even gonna be, like, fed enough to be able to have a pregnancy?
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't just sort of put your body under super high stress and not eat and not drink water and then expect
like, obviously, this is, like, one sex act. Doesn't mean she's definitely pregnant or anything, but I was like, she never got around to brewing that tea, and now I'm a little bit nervous.
Yeah, totally. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe just something to keep an eye on.
I feel like you gotta, I don't know. Yeah, anyway, keep a, like, a stash of the tea ready. I guess with tea, you have the ingredients. You just still gotta pour the hot water over it, and that is what brewing it is. I don't know. Never mind. Just, I had to go down and I don't drink tea or anything. I just drink water.
Oh my god. Guys, Nav is a water addict.
Yeah. Let's not talk about it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to be near water, but not sea water. Just regular drinking water. Yeah. And okay, what I liked, so we get like a little bit of reminiscing to back in the good old days.
This was really sweet, and
like
I felt
before shit went wrong and there was war and all of that. She used to just be like a trader with her ship, sailing up and down the coast. And she met Carl just on one of them, like he's from the Iron Islands, but like they started taking voyages together, and then they've been together for like 6 or 7 years now.
And it just is. I love Peaches in the A Song of Ice and Fire universe.
Renly,
they're just
Peaches.
So good, right? Shout out Renly. And also just like, this is just so, and also like, okay, there's multiple reasons. First of all, it's like the thing of like, it's like the masculinity thing of like, she likes him for like his smooth cheeks and the fact that he only has peach fuzz. Like, it's just like a nice, like, and like she's like the super strong Iron Woman. Like, it just feels good to kind of subvert
yeah.
the expectations like that. And it's just, and also just like the little like she showed him his first peach and they had it together and then they had a great night after.
Yeah.
Like, it's
that
just
night they spent devouring peaches and each other.
Iconic line. Like, this is so cute.
And peaches, like in our culture, also have like a section in asexual innuendo, so it's like a double. Yeah, it's like a lot happening here. Yeah, and she's like, I've been with a bunch of, like, I've had sex a lot, and he's actually he's the best.
Wow.
So I'm gonna keep him around. Unfortunately, though, I can't marry him because he's just like a common born guy, and I'm, Lord Balon's daughter, and blah blah blah. But like, honestly, as long as they can have their relationship, who cares who she's married to, right?
Literally,
yeah. So they,
and also on the same like subverting expectations, like she makes a point of like pointing out that like she has more of a bush than he does. And that also was good. Like, I just was like, this is good. Like, once I got over the initial shock, I was like, this is like low-key one of the better relationships in this universe. I dare argue. Like,
yes, I agree. Okay, so they're cool. She is now looking out the window at the woods and is like, there's too many woods. And can we just like take a moment for the like Macbeth of it all in this chapter? Like, that's straight from Macbeth. And she's talking about how like the trees, there's so many of them and they're like right there, and then later on she's like, they're closer, and then they're moving, and like, it's so funny.
Yes. And then she's like, I know what you fuckers did.
Yeah.
It's also another thing about all these crossovers is it's fun when they're not being racist. Obviously, that's the caveat. It's fun to see like people reacting to each other's culture, and like not even culture and just like
vibes.
Yeah, vibes too. Yeah, I couldn't think of a word. Like, even when
I think
like
culture is the word,
but like a little bit more like culture and culture, and I mean those in two different ways, And it's easier just sub one of those for vibes. Like, even like when Tyrion's kind of like, it's like, I really liked Tyrion's descriptions of Volantis, because there's moments where he's like kind of admiring, but then there's also moments where he's critiquing, and it's just like, there's nice, like, obviously his thoughts aren't perfect, because he's like a loser Westerosi guy, but there's some moments where I'm like, yeah, man, or like when Asha's kind of figuring out what's going on, like, yeah, man, it's good.
So she's reflecting on her surroundings, and she's also thinking about how Stannis is around in this part of the world, and how he wants to make friends here. And to make friends, he has to fight his friends' enemies. That makes me his enemy. Therefore, I also need to consider him. And obviously, like, we know from our readings, and we also know from later in the chapter that that's very true.
I was about to say, can you ask me a question? Can
No.
you ask me a question? Was this what Jon had suggested? This was what Jon had suggested, right? Okay,
he said,
so Stannis...
go get the mountain clans.
Okay.
Let them, like, ask them for help, and then they will help you. Don't command it. And it seems like he actually did ask for help, and it worked.
Because that's what
Stannis actually, maybe he's learning. Maybe we won't hate him so much anymore.
And that's the thing. I was like, man, and yeah, because it literally was like, I was shocked. I literally was shocked because I was like, man, he listens to someone for once in his life, and wow, there you have it. It's Jon. Wow. Like, it's just like, and like, I know that he was like kind of like cozying up to Jon, like, and whatever, but like, still, it just was so funny that he just sort of was like, yeah, let me listen to my buddy's game plan, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it was a good plan, so.
Yeah, that makes sense. But still, wild.
Yeah. Then, okay, this is where the seeds for her, like, scheming start being planted a little bit. She's thinking about the King's Moot, how Triss, like, joined her a little bit later because he didn't want to, like, outright... he just, like, lingered back when Euron was like, we're all going to war. He just, like... was in the back of the line, and he just like slipped away and came to join her, which also makes me suspicious of him because I'm like, you know, he's still trying to be in their good graces kind of thing. I don't know.
Right.
It just doesn't seem fully committed, but I don't have like solid evidence.
Yeah.
And apparently, so at the King's Moot, she was like trying to rally up and fight Euron. And her uncle, the reader, had to be like, no, that is not a good idea. They all chose him. It can't be overturned. It was only done once. And then we hear about that once later in the chapter.
Yeah. And
but
like,
basically,
also like, by signing up, you, like, by being a candidate, you agreed to respect the results of the election. You know, like, you can't be out here just kind of, you know?
willy-nilly, yeah. So she had parked her boats on the other side of the island for just this kind of contingency, but she was still reluctant to flee, but her uncle convinced her, and so she was like, made her way.
He's gonna kill you or marry you off, and there we had it. She was married off even when she wasn't there.
Yes. So she made a stop at 10 Towers at Harlaw for to leave her, like, to make sure her hostages were there, and also to say goodbye to her mom.
Oh.
Which, poor mom, like, honestly. Like, she's not much of a character, but, like, all these mothers just not having a, like, like, the main mothers we meet are, like, obviously Catelyn, Cersei, Liza, like, but a lot of the times
it's like a
the
tragedy.
mothers are like dead.
Yeah,
like we never hear about like Ned's mom. Like we hear all about his stupid ass brother, but like who knows anything? We don't even know her name. I don't think.
Stupid ass brother is so funny.
I don't know. Sorry. But like we know so much about all these guys, but we don't know who these moms were. And then the times we do hear about like moms that are around, it's like, oh, they're just like praying for their kids because their kids never like either never come to visit or have been like taken away. Like
it is sort of very one-dimensional for sure.
So anyway, I feel bad for her mom, and then also Asha, you're doing the same thing to this other mom, and like I get it, like you gotta, and also part of leaving the kids there was really just because they were like they're really young, they might not survive the voyage, like all of those things are also considerations. And I was looking at a map and I forgot, like, I know the map of Westeros pretty well, but for some reason the Iron Islands were, like, further north in my head than they are. They're, like, way down south. They're, like, by, like, the Twins, like, the phrase, like, in that, like, mid area. So many tangents. What am I talking about? Oh, yes. She was at 10 Towers when news of her wedding reached her. His uncle married her to Eric Ironmaker, named the Anvil Breaker. Okay, so is Ironmaker his last name?
I think so, yeah.
I think there's like at one point they talk about a good brother who was not a good brother.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I got that good brother from.
That was the guy who got the election result overturned.
Yeah.
Had overthrown.
No.
The guy who got overthrown was the good brother.
Was the good brother, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And for the wedding, he used a seal to stand in for Asha. And later on, Asha's like, seals are smart, so I'm okay with that, actually. No, she doesn't say that exactly, but she does say that seals are smart.
Yeah.
Okay, and then she's like noticing the woods again, and it's like, the whispering of the woods seems louder than before. Like, what's happening here?
Whispering in some language she couldn't understand. No, that to me...
That's okay, I mean, it's very vague.
Yeah, that to me, I just was like, yeah, girl, you don't belong. The Weirwoods... This is my, like, all Weirwoods are alive theory. Or bias sort of coming into play.
Right.
That's kind of all I was thinking about. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
The whole chapter, because I know what's happening, right? So I my thoughts were like, just like, you know, I know she's about to get attacked. I'm like, she don't have time to brew that tea. Like, all of those things. One of the other things I noticed is she's just walking around barefoot, and I'm like, girl, you need shoes. You're about to be attacked.
Oh my god.
So I don't think we get a sentence where it says that she put on shoes, but I'm really hoping she did.
Dude, that's how I felt about, like, protecting her head. Because right at the end, when it's like...
No, they talk about how Carl brings her helm.
Yes, but I wasn't paying attention to that when it happened. So I got to the end of the chapter, and then I had to go back and be like, tell me, bitch, put on a helmet. Tell me this bitch put on a helmet. And that was like, oh. And then I also went back, and I was like, oh wait, steel on steel, we're good, you know?
Right. I mean,
well, for now,
not really,
like,
but better.
We're good. We're good in terms of what was confirmed in the text,
right?
Because it was not like, hey, the steel clashed on my freaking bone, you know?
Yeah. So she goes to the kitchen because she didn't really eat before. I mean, you know, having been sent to your brother's skin is not very appetizing.
Yeah.
So now, but then she drank a lot, so she's like, I need something to even that out. So she goes to the kitchen, and Carl comes over, and he had watch, but he abandoned his post to like come bother her.
Great guard. Thanks, buddy.
Once again, I'm like, is this guy really in it? But then even she's like, I can't doubt his devotion because he totally shouted my name when, you know, they at the King's Moot, and he came to join me afterwards, even though he did it like on the low, down low. And also at his time here, he's grown a thick brown beard. And he says it's to keep his face warm, but it's obviously as like a mocking of Carl because he can't grow a beard. Yeah. It's just so childish. And and she's like, dude, can you stop? Just can you please stop with it? I don't want anything to do with you.
Oh my god.
You know, Hagen's daughter, she has a crush on you. You should check that out. And okay. Side note, the whole chapter they just call her Hagen's daughter. We never get her name. And then in Tyrion's chapter they just call her like whoever's whore or the widow of whatever. We never get her name either. And I just want names. And maybe once again this is like name fatigue from George R.R. Martin, but I don't like it. Like if you give Hagen a name, you can give his daughter a name.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So Triss is advising Asha to like leave. There's nothing here, and we should go be traders and just travel the world and be rich on the things we trade. And she's like, oh yeah, you, me, and Carl. And
dude.
yeah, that shuts him up for a moment. But then she's like, listen, I am the Kraken's daughter. My place is... And then he's like, where? You can't go back to Iron Islands and you can't stay here. So you don't have a place. And it's one of those things that, like, you don't want to hear it, but it's true.
Yeah.
And you definitely don't want to hear it from this guy, but it's still true.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she, like, tries to picture herself, like, going back and, being his wife and then hopefully just waiting out until he dies and then being his widow, and is like, maybe that'll be okay. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so... And then she has this, her, like, pipe dream is Dragon Point, which is... I looked that up on the map as well. That is why I went to look for the map, and then I was like, oh, Iron Islands are further south than I thought. Right. I thought the Iron Islands were closer to Dragon Point than they are, basically.
Oh, okay.
It's like this, it's a point, like, on the shore in the north, and it's not been inhabited for, like, hundreds of years at least, if not thousands. But there's, like, she's like, I'm gonna set up my own kingdom over there. Like, who's gonna stop me? And
oh my god.
Unfortunately, rightfully, Triss points out that, like, literally, how do you know that the North people are just gonna let you do that? Like, also, that ground is not good to grow anything on. Like, it doesn't have any minerals that you can trade. It's not gonna work out.
Man, yeah, but, like, no, I'm on her side. We can do it. We can make it work. There's food. We can survive.
The point is, there is no food. They can't plant anything.
There's, like, fish, like,
right.
If anyone can do it, the Iron Man can. Or the Ironborn can.
The Iron Man can. All right, Tony Stark. Okay. What are we doing? Okay, so this is basically her considering all her options. And she's like, I could go see Damphair, my uncle, and, they're saying he's gathering the wrath of the gods of the gods of the drowned god to get rid of the Crow's Eye and his minions. But nobody actually has seen him since the King's Moot, so who really knows what he's up to?
Yeah, he's like, maybe Euron killed him, and that's why even Euron's people haven't been able to find him, because they be pretty extensive with their searches.
Yeah. Yeah, and even Victarion, like, in his chapter in Feast for Crows, was like, yeah, I haven't seen him for a while, like...
I do wonder...
What do you think he's up to?
Okay,
is he dead? Is he alive?
I have no idea where he is, except for one silly little... This is my pipe demon? This is my pipe dream demon. I want, like, some sort of silly, like... He was just in the water that whole time. Like, who was that character? Oh my god, who's that guy? Stannis's... What's his name?
Oh,
Patchface?
You're talking about Patchface, yeah.
Patchface. I want, like, a Patchface. Like, we don't know how he stayed in the water that long, but he's back
he
and better
already
than
kind
ever.
of has that. Remember, he drowned that one time, and then that's when he became super religious?
Yes, but I want that, but, like, turn to 100 and he comes back, and he's a better person, and we take everybody down.
Right. Cool. So he is in the watery halls of the drowned god, but as a visitor, not as a permanent resident.
And that's sort of a perfect way to put it.
Yeah. And, yeah, like you said, Triss is, like, he's probably dead. Who knows?
Dude.
He says, I think Damphair is dead, and that Crow's Eye is, like, sending people on this goose hunt because he doesn't want to admit that he's a kinslayer.
Dude.
Which I think is like, even Asha is like, oh, try telling that to my uncle and he'll kill his sons, like, just to prove you wrong. Like, I don't think he's really making a secret of the fact that he killed Balon. Like, he doesn't admit it. He's like, I was, like, 2 days away. Who knows what was happening? But, like, he's not really trying to, like...
Right. Yeah, but I guess here it would be more like undeniable. With that, he's got like sort of circumstantial
plausible deniability. Yeah. And then so at this point in the conversation, Asha was feeling almost sober by then. Christopher Botley had that effect on her, which is so sad.
Which is so funny. She's like, yeah. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, though, okay, this is where the conversation turns interesting. So Triss is like, even if you find Dampere, you can't do anything. You were both part of the Kingsmoot, so you can't say it was unlawful, as Torgun did. And then she's like, wait, who's Torgun? Torgun the Latecomer. He was a king during the Age of Heroes. So he was the king's eldest son, but he had been away for some reason for a while. So when his dad died, like, his brothers called a Kingsmoot, and thinking that they would be crowned, but then the captains chose this Oregon good brother guy instead. Mm-hmm. So even his brothers didn't get to be king, even though they'd call this Kingsmoot behind his back.
Yeah.
So the good brother kills these guys, which is why he becomes the bad brother. And then eventually, a while later, Torgun comes back to the Iron Islands and is like, this Kingsmoot was invalid because I wasn't there to make my claim. Mm-hmm. So, and at this point, everybody hated the Brad brother, so they were ready for it. So they killed him, they denounced him, kicked him out, and then Torgun the Latecomer became the king and ruled for the rest of his life. And Asha becomes very excited about this and is like, oh my god. She kisses him and is like, that? He's shocked and is like, what's that? And he's like, yeah, she's just excited that he has reminded her of this. So
yeah,
you hinted at this in your summary. Mm-hmm. Basically, it seems that she's like, oh my god, Theon's alive.
Yeah.
He never got to make his claim. That Kingsmoot was invalid. Yeah. Let's have a redo.
And especially if we can get people sort of, like, if Euron's thing doesn't end up being fruitful immediately, we can sort of use that against him.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it would be a lot for her to, like, it's Hope in a... I keep saying Hope and then reading her name and just, like, my brain just does the thing, okay? The, like, language lover, pun lover in me just can't stop the...
Oh my god.
So, yeah, like, it's this ray of hope that she had, like, this whole chapter, she's like, I have no options. There's nothing I can do. It's all bad. And all of a sudden she sees the light at, you know, like, a little bit of, like, a flicker of something, and she's like, oh, this is amazing. Even though it would be very hard to make it happen, because Theon is a captive of the Boltons, and she doesn't, like, she has immediate problems happening that this doesn't
and
go
Theon's
away.
Kind of in a state, like,
that she doesn't know, though.
But it's just, like, even more sort of things to add.
Yes, yeah. Like, even getting him to, like, imagine, as he is right now, getting him to go to a Kingsmoot, being like, I am Theon Greyjoy,
would be...
I make a claim to the throne or something. That
sort of would not be possible. Because even if, like, let's say, somehow, like, this is a completely hypothetical universe, Asha gets out of this sort of perfectly scot-free. She sort of goes along and is like, I'm gonna break out Theon. She finds Theon. Theon's not gonna go with her. Like, even in this hypothetical universe where we're taking out, like, 70% of the problems just by, like, imagining it away, like, there's just so many things that need to happen first. But it's okay. We got time.
I guess. Okay. So that's, like, what she's thinking about when they hear a war horn. And she runs to the gate. And they've, like, killed, there were 5 guys. They've killed 4 of them. There's one that's, like, in the process of dying. And she's like, who the fuck are you? And he says, a flint. Did you get that this was Stannis and the mountain men at that point? Because we talked about how Flints are one of the major clans, or no?
I did like vaguely remember it being one of the, like, hold on. Like,
at what point did you put it together that it was status?
Yeah, hold on. Okay, give me a second. I don't actually remember when I put it together. Give me a second. Oh, okay, yeah. So he's like, I'm a Flint. And then, like, 5 paragraphs later, she's like, Galbert Glover's maester had claimed the mountain clans were too quarrelsome to ever band together without a Stark to lead them. I read that, and then I was like, oh, Stannis is doing the plan.
Right.
Because I was like, how did they overcome the quarrels? But when he said Flint, I was like, okay, yeah, we already knew this was a mountain man. Moving along, you know?
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, they get this guy to like confess that it's like, oh, there's like thousands of them coming for him. They have nowhere to go. And
yeah,
Asha's like, I don't know what to do. And of course, the maester, as she calls for the maester and Lady Glover, and the maester comes in and is like, hey, dude, just if you surrender, we'll advocate for you. You've treated us fairly, and we'll I was gonna say transfer you back. What? No, we'll ransom you back, and it'll be great. And she's thinking to herself that yes, she will be ransomed, and some of the highborn people too, but really most of her people will die because they're not important enough. And also, if she does get ransomed back, what is she going back to? None of that's great either.
Yeah.
She's like, but I can't make a choice for my people. Like, what is it that you want to do? She asked them, like, do we want to like make a run for it, or should we stay and fight? And they actually kind of like seem to want to fight, but then when they see just how overwhelmed, like, she goes up to the parapets and sees the force moving closer and just like the volume of the army that's coming for them, she's like, no, there's just no hope. We gotta go. So Stannis's people start banging on the north gate, I think, and she gets her people to open the south gate and run out that way. And as they're like suiting up and getting ready to ride out, Hagen, the guy, is coming down the stairs and gets shot and killed, and his daughter is obviously like aggrieved but cannot grieve, so she gets dragged onto a horse and taken with. So the plan is to make it to the ships, and she's hoping that her ships didn't get burnt. Like, she's like, if I were Stannis, I would burn my ships first. But then she also remembers how she's smart, and she never beaches all of her ships, so there should still be some available.
Queen.
Yeah. And so they start hearing trumpets, and she's like, this is wrong. Like, this doesn't sound mountain clansman-y. Like, trumpets are just it's like her being like such a southern instrument. Like, what's happening here? Yeah, so they ride out. Well, the ones who have horses. Not everybody actually has horses, so there's like people actually just running and walking, which is wild. And they get a ways away when Christopher comes up and is like, hey, we're going the wrong way. Our ships are actually north. And she's like, yeah, but we can't go north. That's where they are. So we're going to keep going west till we reach the coast and then make our way up to north.
Oh my god.
And she sends like scouts ahead to just look out to see like what's happening, and is like, report back if you see any danger. And they kind of report back, as in one of the guys' head gets flung into the middle of her camp later.
Ouch.
So yeah, the report is bad. So they get some ways away. I feel like I've already said that like 3 times.
They get some ways away.
But they get to a point where they need to rest. So they stop, but they can't really rest because everybody is restless. Yeah. Like, people are like preparing their weapons, trying to like get fed, trying to like, you know, make sure. I don't think anybody is quite wounded yet, but just, yeah. Hagen's daughter tries to get Triss to, like, I guess, like a grieving sex moment type thing. Like, you remember, like, with Gilly and Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had sex to grieve and or celebrate Maester Aemon's life. But obviously, so Triss says no, so he does, yeah, but then she finds another guy, and later on she breaks into the fight, and she's naked, which once again, like, not only is she not wearing armor, but she's not even wearing clothes, so there's, like, no protection from anything. Yeah. I hope she survived, but given the circumstances, it's very unlikely, because, like, even a glancing blow would kill you if you don't have anything on.
Yeah.
Okay. Rant over.
Rip our girl.
And she's thinking about her, like, once again, her, like, options. I can become a merchant. I can go be a pirate, and then she thinks about Theon and is like, oh, okay. And then as her and Carl are about to, like, have a little back and forth, the head comes flying from the bushes. And she's like, oh shit. We didn't light any torches, so they wouldn't know where we are, but they didn't light any torches either, and they know the woods better than we ever could. And I like this passage. Like, we can generally sum it up as fight, 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 die, 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 right?
Yeah, exactly.
But it starts with, no singer would ever make a song about that battle. No maester would ever write down an account for one of the reader's beloved books. No banner flew, no war horns moaned, no great lord called his men about him to hear his final ringing words. They fought in the pre-dawn gloom, shadow against shadow, stumbling over roots and rocks with mud and rotting leaves beneath their feet. The Ironborn were clad in mail and salt-stained leather, the Northmen in furs and hides and piney branches. The moon and stars looked down upon their struggle, their pale light filtered through the tangle of bare limbs that twisted overhead. It's kind of, I mean, it's like a very it's a very eloquent paragraph, but it is kind of, de-romanticizing war and battle.
Yeah.
In the way we usually hear about it. And I think this is not, like, a new take or anything, but people understand that George R. R. Martin is, like, writing in fact about the perils of war, not like to glorify war or anything. Yeah. So this is one of those that I kind of hit for me, you know?
Yeah. No, it was good. Like, no singer would ever make a song about that battle.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop thinking about that.
Like, this is what most battles really are. Like, yeah. Yeah. So the people that want to die for glory, like, it's not worth it, dude.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and then she like calls to me, but then she realizes she doesn't know if she's calling to her own men or her foes.
Oh my god.
Asha could not say for certain. Mm-hmm. Somebody tries to grab her hair, but it's short, so she, like, that's a good battle tactic. Like, nobody can be yanking on her hair. That's good. Although, yeah, well, Christopher, I guess somebody could yank on his beard. I don't know how long his hair is. I do know Carl has longer hair, so I hope he tied it back in a bun or something.
Right. Oh my god.
Oh, okay, wait. If they can get to her hair, does that mean that she's not wearing her helm? Oh, I guess she's not, because she was resting.
Man, wait.
But she does manage to get a shield on her, like, pick up a shield, so maybe she managed to pick up her helmet. Like, I don't know.
Maybe. Okay, wait, now I'm kind of stressed.
Right? Yeah, and she's, like, seeing other people, like, fighting. Triss is apparently holding his own as well, and she's like, she'd promised, like, for every man you kill, I'll give you a kiss, and she's like, I guess I owe him a kiss or 3. There's a guy, Grimtongue, who's, like, counting the people he kills.
Hey.
And then somebody comes at her, and it's just, like, they're wearing so much, like, so many branches that she's like, we're fighting shrubbery, and she just, like, dude, at this point, basically breaks out into laughter because of the whole, like, the sheer ridiculous nature of this situation.
Yeah.
And then it's okay, another weird moment. At this point, she thinks to herself, I'm a woman wed, and here's my suckling babe, which is a weird, like, is that just like a thing she says to everyone? I thought this was a thing she said specifically to Theon, because she lied to him about being like a married woman who had a baby.
Right, yeah.
Is she like flashing back to her own, like, is she like, oh, that was a really good line, I'm gonna think about it while I die here? Like,
well, I think because now she is a woman wed.
Right.
So now it's kind of like, oh, after I got married, this is my suckling babe. Like, and I might die. It's my only suckling babe. You know?
It was just like a funny throwback to.
It was, yeah. Shout out Theon, and shout out when Theon wanted to be with his own sister.
Yeah. Okay. Let's not shout out. Let's Quentin Greyjoy gets killed. Oh, she like loses track of Carl and Triss, and just like she's basically just fighting, and it's exhausting, and it's like the dead of night when they start fighting, and then like dawn starts coming up by this time, which is like,
dude,
like, I don't know, maybe it was later in the night than she thinks or remembers, but that's still a long time to be fighting. And she's getting tired, and this one guy comes at her, seems offended to have to be fighting a woman, is just shouting cunt at her, and she wants to shout back at him, but she's like, her throat's so dry she can barely keep up like fighting.
Man, this sounds miserable.
Yeah, she loses her shield, and he gets her like her back to a tree, so she has nowhere to go. And he's got this huge axe, and he lifts us up for the blow that would finish her. And then a trumpet blew. That's wrong, she thought. There are no trumpets in the drowned god's watery halls. Below the waves, the merlings hailed their lord by blowing into seashells. She dreamt of red hearts burning, and a black stag in a golden wood, with flame streaming from his antlers. That's the end of the chapter. So, what do you think happens here?
Melisandre didn't go with them, right? Just clarifying?
No, she's like, I'm heading out with you, Jon Snow.
Okay. Did we just burn it? Are we all dying?
Oh, the wood?
Yeah. Are they, or is this just like the dream, feverish, terrible state, sort of?
I mean, maybe it's torches, people carrying torches. I mean, his sigil is also the burning heart, so I don't know.
Okay, cool. Okay, because it just was like a very poetic way to describe his thing, and I was like, we good? Okay, I think, okay, so it's Asha. She's literally a Greyjoy. I think it is like a sort of like, I don't know, like I feel like this is like you're like a hostage, we got you. A lot of your people are dead. Sucks to be you. Hopefully, like, Carl and Christopher maybe are still alive. I don't remember anyone else's name. I'm gonna be so real with you. I hope some of them are alive too. And I think this is kind of like at least for Asha, it is like, for now, like a hostage situation. I do kind of have hope that maybe she can sort of talk her way out of some of this. Maybe she can be like, I'm not like the other Iron Man. I was gonna go do my own thing anyway, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, cool. So she's a hostage of Stannis. So Stannis, like, he's got Deepwood Motte now. Like, does that mean he has the Glovers on his side? Like,
I think so. I think he's gonna be able to get them.
Okay, what's his next move gonna be then?
I guess, like, 'cause wait, the Glover guy was gonna get, who was he gonna get together to get his castle back? Mountain Men?
He was trying, I don't know if who it was, but he was in White Harbor trying to gather men.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah,
okay,
he was probably trying to, like, appeal to Manderley to be like, hey, help me, or maybe buy Sell Swords. I don't know, like, we didn't get specifics.
Yeah. I feel like this is sort of like so Stannis has got this, Ramsay's probably approaching, so we kind of gotta, I don't know.
So you think Ramsay's making his way to Deepwood Motte, and Stannis is now at Deepwood Motte, so they're gonna meet, like, at Deepwood Motte or in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, like, that could happen, or maybe Ramsay, like, because, you know, he's still gotta, like, his wedding's important, and, like, he did the getting Moat Cailin thing, so maybe we can put a stop. Like, I just don't know exactly, like, order of events, what he thinks is so important. But maybe, like, Stannis kind of coming in and establishing himself might be a thing of, like, let's go deal with that first. So that's kind of why I'm thinking maybe he's gonna come over to Deepwood Motte.
Right.
Because the idea was that, like, he's gonna want it eventually anyway.
Of it to begin with.
Right.
Because Stannis kind of snuck up on them.
Right. And who is there to even tell? But also they're, like, who's to say
Stannis might tell his bro Karstark, and then that might turn.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or, like, oh yeah, I forgot about that whole thing. Yeah. Or, like, the whole thing of, like, maybe the Glovers don't end up really being on Stannis' side and they're going along with it because, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's just so many different ways the news could get out. And I feel like so far, all the news has been getting out, even the stuff, like, even, like, some of the things that we didn't think were getting out have been getting out.
Right, fair. Okay, so Asha is a hostage. Stannis is going to be facing off against the Boltons.
Yeah.
Is Lady Glover gonna get her kids back?
Yes.
Okay. I like that. I hope that happens.
I hope so too.
Cool. Let's move on to Tyrion. Okay. So they have arrived at Volantis and they're at the gates. Just going through customs basically. And they, like, check out Jorah, like, they get him to do the extra scanner bit because he looks a little sus. Except for the part that they totally, like, they see Tyrion tied up and they're like, yeah, go on through. Like, that's not the part that concerns them at all. I mean, yes, it's a city where people are literally owned and sold and abused every day. So it's just a demonstration of just how not a big deal it is to them to see somebody tied and bound this way. And Tyrion's trying to be his usual glib self, and Jorah's having none of it. They walked through the gates, and then initially, like, the first, like, part of Volantis is, like, super nice and pretty and, like, well kept and everything. And then as they, like, kind of get closer to the bank, and it like turns to shit, and then it gets better again. It's like it feels more like a real city, you know?
Yeah.
And it makes sense that they would have, like, you know how cities will put a lot of effort into improving the road that comes from their airport because it's, like, the first impression of the city.
Right, yeah.
But, like, yeah, so it's giving that. Like, the first thing you see when you enter is really nice, but then, like, you get to see all the variations within it.
Yeah, totally. And there's, like, a clear divide of, like, who dwells where, who, like, is all the things. Yeah.
There's, like, the highborn, like, the people that rule the city, they live in this area that's, like, literally walled, like, behind the Black Wall. Yeah. Nobody else can access it. Like, obviously they have people that are enslaved to them and are working for them, but they don't get to share in any of the privilege of living there. Tyrion is like, because he's still convinced he's going to Cersei, right? He's like, what should I do? He thinks back to the mushrooms in his boot, which he still got.
That's crazy. How have they not been, like, completely, like, you know how gross your feet get and, like, how you crush everything you're walking on? Like,
I think last time I was like, how are his feet not, like, slowly absorbing the
poison,
the mushrooms? Yeah.
But also, like, not even, like, the danger aspect of it. Like, part of me just is like, I get that it's, like, poison and it's not really about the form of the poison, but, like, I just feel like at some point, does it still count as poison? Like, is it gonna affect the same way if it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I just know that it's not a good idea to be keeping those mushrooms in his foot for that long.
Yeah, totally.
But he's like, maybe I should just, like, quote unquote, take an easy out and just kill myself now before Cersei gets her hands on me. So they're passing through the city, and like he's knowledgeable, so he's telling us of all the things. The city has like two main parts, you know, there's the side that's west of the river, and then the east. East side is for the locals. West is where all the tourists go, basically. Mm-hmm. So when they cross over to the east, people are giving them like looks because it's weird to see foreigners in that part of the city. And yeah, they pass carts and elephants and all of those things. And Tyrion once again notes that 90% of the people in the city have a tattoo marking them as enslaved people. Mm-hmm. And they basically kind of get caught up in rush hour. And it's not rush hour to get to work, it's rush hour to get to the temple where Benero is preaching, like, what's the other word? Like, yeah, he's just basically giving a speech. He himself is a slave to the temple. So we learned, like, it's weird. We learned that they themselves, the temple buys slaves or enslaves children and then trains them to be like priests or like religious sex workers or warriors within the religion. Like I want to say faith, church, like the temple. Yeah. So it's kind of contradictory, it seems to me. Right, okay, because Benero is like preaching on behalf of Daenerys, and he knows that Daenerys is somebody who's freeing slaves. And then he himself is somebody that has been like that slavery has been inflicted upon.
Yeah. And like the whole thing of the whole Red Lord thing is like Azor Ahai is coming to save us.
Right. But I guess maybe it's save us from the Great Other, not just other people.
Right. Like, I guess the Red Priest didn't sign off on Dany trying to abolish slavery. Yeah. The Red Priest signed off on Dany saving us from cold. Or
yeah,
like,
and
whatever.
Then if you think about it, that like the kids that they enslave then grow up to be the priests and the leaders, then they go ahead and like it's like a repeating cycle.
Yeah.
So the systemic, you know, institution, like this whole thing needs to be changed too.
Yeah, it runs
but
deep.
Maybe, yeah, I don't. It's weirdly giving me like okay, so in ancient Rome, you know, I took a theater class last year, and we were learning about like ancient theater practices. And in Rome, most of the people that created theater were victims of slavery. So it was kind of given, like it was giving me notes of that.
Right.
Because, you know, him talking to everybody and like kind of giving his prophecy, that is theater of itself. But then it's kind of like, okay, so he knows the pain of being forced into a life of indenture. And he's working within a system that still upholds that. But maybe like under the surface and by supporting Daenerys, he's like trying to like speak on behalf of exactly.
Yeah.
I had a lot of the random thoughts.
There's a lot. I think you're right. Like there's a lot going on there because it's like we just don't know, right? Like where he's at for now. Like we've seen him like, twice. Like we don't know.
Still owned by the church? Is he a free person now? Like, do you get to a point where you complete your training and then you pick whether this still like you want to stick with it or do something else? Like that. I mean, that sounds like a lot more agency than somebody who has bought you would give you.
Yeah, and I feel like, because with the Widow of the Waterfront, she was able to get it removed. I just assumed because he didn't have it removed. But I guess you wouldn't have to get it removed to become a freed person. That's your choice. And
his tattoo seems a lot more elaborate. Like hers was just like the tears under her eyes.
Right.
His is like basically his like scalp and his cheeks and his it's a mask full on.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, and it's also like we just don't know what he's thinking, you know what I mean? Cuz there's a certain aspect of like brainwashing too. So we just don't know. We just literally have no idea where he's at.
Maybe once you enter the temple and you're like, "Oh, actually the Lord of Light really is real." Like you start getting visions, or like you start actually seeing some kind of magic, and then you're like, "Oh, I'm into this."
Yeah, or maybe you're like, what happened to me was worth it because it was for a greater purpose. Like, I just feel like there's so many ways that people can come to think about it, you know?
Right.
So we just don't know where he's at.
Yeah, and we don't know how young the kids are when they get put into the situation.
Yeah.
So if it's all you ever knew, then maybe you just
assume
I don't know. It's
fair,
very complicated,
right? Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. Like, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
So he's given his prophecy and preaching away, and basically he's talking about how Daenerys is the person that they should be supporting, and she'll come save them all, basically.
Yeah.
And Tyrion's listening to this, and he's like, okay, I hope, like, Haldan Halfmaester had been like, maybe we can ally with the Red Priests and get him on young Griff's side. But really, Tyrion's like, I think that's a bad idea, because they seem very much for Daenerys, and they believe in the idea of like this one savior. They're not going to be cool having two saviors, especially if the second doesn't have dragons.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, I guess it can't be both Jon and Daenerys.
LOL. Yeah. But I feel like,
because I think we talked about that at one point.
Yeah, but like Azor Ahai can have sidekicks. You know.
So who's the sidekick?
I mean, like Jon, Tyrion.
Right.
All of the above.
Yeah. And so they're passing through the crowd. Jorah shows some aggression, and they make room for them. I mean, you're interrupting their daily prayer. Can you just like be real, like literally, actually,
literally
be respectful?
Every single person is like here and so engaged. And can you just imagine the scene? These two people being such assholes and like threatening people and moving along, like
yeah.
Yeah.
So they get past there, and first they go to a stable to sell the horse. And Tyrion's like, clearly we're getting on a boat. And then they go to the Ironsmith because Tyrion is getting manacles and fetters and just the whole thing. Yeah. His wrists are tied to each other, and the wrists are tied to the ankles, and the ankles are tied to each other as well. Like, that sounds impossible to function in at all.
Yeah, this is bad for sure.
Yeah, but Tyrion's like, you know what? It sucks, but it's better than being dead. And besides, there's a long way between here and there, and anything can happen. Maybe I can work myself out of these chains.
Now that his life has kind of been threatened, I feel like, unfortunately, Tyrion sort of, you know how you're really good under pressure and you kind of come alive?
Yes, sometimes.
I feel like Tyrion kind of has that, where like every time his life's in danger, he's like, gotta lock in.
Yeah, like he's been kind of bumbling through the first bit of this book and doing kind of despicable things. And now that he himself is in peril, he's like a little bit more of himself that we, know and love and appreciate. So yeah, definitely. So they make their way now to the Long Bridge. This is like clearly a very important landmark. It's a very long bridge, as the name suggests, and it like goes across the whole Rhoyne, where the Rhoyne basically meets the sea.
Yeah.
And so that's very, like, he says it's like 5 times the size of the Blackwater Rush, and the Blackwater Rush, like, they had like 50 ships in there at one point, so this would be just,
This is wild.
It's kind of unimaginable. And then, like, it's not just a bridge, like, you walk across it or drive across it or whatever.
Yeah.
there's like buildings on either, like the bridge has a road in the middle that's 2 carts wide, and then there's buildings on the side of it.
Which is like, once again, unimaginable. Like, where, like, I can't even conceptualize this. If someone has like good art or something of this, I would love to see this.
Yeah, actually I would love to find some too. But and then like the buildings that are on the side of it, they're like multi-level, like 4 stories, right?
Yeah.
And each story overhangs the one before, so it's like an upside down.
Yes.
And then like at the top they basically meet.
And that's so
they're like
cool.
walking through a tunnel basically.
And that's so cool, but also terrifying because it's like,
yeah,
when you're on a bridge, you're already kind of scared because I feel like I don't care how safe the bridge is, I'm always kind of really aware that I'm on a bridge, you know? And so you're kind of thinking about that. But then you're also thinking at the top, like, with overhangs, that's another thing where I'm always like, are we sure about the math and the angles on this? Like, are architects, are you good? Like, you know?
Yeah, I would say George R. R. Martin's math and numbers aren't quite...
Yeah. But, like, I couldn't do this.
Yeah, so is this when he starts being like, I know who you are? Or is that later?
No, I think here he's just sort of talking. Because he's choosing a gift, like a...
Yes, yeah. He looks at a tiara, but then he buys a pair of gloves. And then they make their way to Fishmonger's Square, which is this, like, huge, no. They make their way over to Fishmonger's Square, where their destination is the Merchant's House, which is a huge, like, inn, like, hotel, right?
Yeah.
And it's the largest in Volantis, so Tyrion is happy to see it because he's like, if Griff and Halden people are gonna find me, this would be the place, you know? Like, I'm much more likely to run into them here.
Yeah.
And he seems to be like, they would totally free me, like, instead of being... It's funny.
And it's like, and the whole time, like, even when later on they're, like, sort of sitting in the common room or whatever, like, the whole time he's kind of, like, keeping an eye out, and he's like, oh, not them walking in.
Yeah.
Nope, someone. And it's just like, oh, man, it's like he was finally finding, like, companionship again, and now they're gone. And now all he's got is Jorah.
Yeah. Speaking of common room, it's larger than most of the great halls of castles in Westeros. So it's like a very large,
which
like,
is so messed up. That's wild.
Why is it messed up?
Like, not messed up, but it's just like so wild. Like,
yes, okay.
Not like, oh, that's so messed up, dude. But like,
I'm sorry, I didn't know what you meant by messed up. Okay, so then they go up to their room, which is a little less grand. Less than grand. It's got a slanting floor, which reminds Tyrion of his sojourn at the Eyrie.
Oh, God. Shout out.
Yeah, I had to laugh at that a little bit. At least this one has walls, he says. So he gets chained to this ring on the wall.
Yeah.
And it's at such an angle that he can neither sit nor lie down, like nothing.
Yeah.
It's so horrible.
Yeah.
And okay, like, I know the whole point is that they don't consider enslaved people as humans, but they have like a permanent ring in the wall in each room because they know that people are going to be bringing their slaves. You couldn't have put the ring a little lower so that the people could sit?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you're enslaving other human beings so that you can exploit them for labor and other things, right? How are you going to get them to do any work if this is the kind of conditions they
good point
endure?
Well,
and I honestly I don't know enough about the conditions that historically people who were enslaved were put through. And likely they were like this, but it just, even if you go like on a mathematical, like, it doesn't make sense. You are like, you know, you're messing with your assets. Like,
yeah, it's hard for people to conceptualize that you could make the same amount of profit or whatever doing it more humanely. Like, I feel like it's the thing of like, oh, but, like, if we had it, like, maybe they won't work as hard if they're better rested. Or, like, well, they're disposable anyway, and maybe it's cheaper than to, like, having, like, a seat in every room. Or, like,
what I
designing it better.
Consider that I think is kind of a factor in, well, a factor in all societies, like even ours, is if you keep the people uncomfortable enough and out of sleep and out of, like, the basic needs, they're gonna be too busy to rise up against you.
Totally. Yeah,
so maybe that's what it is. If they're so tired, they'll just, like, do what they're told until they die, and then I'll get a new one. Instead of being well rested and maybe having the capacity to think about going up against me.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think that's probably one of the bigger reasons.
Yeah. Anyway, it's despicable. Okay.
Yeah.
So Jorah leaves Tyrion in the room and to go, like, he goes to go get food and whatever. And there's a couple of windows, but Tyrion can look out one of them, and he notices, like, a lot of fanfare. Is that the word going on?
I think so, yeah.
And when Jorah returns, they're talking about it, and it's apparently the third day of their elections, and the elections last for 10 days.
Yeah.
And for those 10 days, the, like, people running for the Triarch positions just go all out. They do whatever they think will get them elected, whether that's, like, hiring mummers or jugglers or sex workers or, like, food or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
And but obviously it's only the freeborn with property owning people that can vote, so it's not a total democracy of any kind.
Not even an illusion.
Yeah, but the city is really wild at this moment, and they're debating the merits of the system that they have. And Jorah's like, actually, it's kind of good to have 3 people in charge instead of 1, because Tyrion's like, there should be only 1 king, not 3. And Jorah's like, yeah, but if one of them turns out to be, like, Aerys, you can have the other 2 keep him in check, and it usually works out. So, I mean, of course I agree in more, like, I don't think we should have 1 person ruling anything. So I agree with that. So,
yeah.
This is their version of democracy. And then Jorah starts talking about his wife and how, blah, 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 sad story, she left me, then I had to go work in Volantis. I'm sorry, God. I have no sympathy for this guy.
Yeah, Tyrion's like, how do you know so much about this? He's like, here's my story.
Yeah. Whatever, Jorah. And then Tyrion, this is when Tyrion's like, you've given me so much info, I totally know who you are. No, wait, he doesn't say that. I think he says that in the morning.
You have your crimes to answer for, Jorah Marmont.
Is that when does he say that?
No, that's just in his head. That's like him revealing to the audience the name for the first time.
Oh, okay, see, that's why. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. I like that then we switch from his captor to Ser Jorah.
I'm not gonna lie, the first half of this chapter was so confusing because he couldn't give us a name yet, but he was trying to.
Why couldn't he?
No, but then he was trying to, like, vary up the way he was referring
verify
to Jorah.
His information.
No. No. He was
vary up.
No, he was varying how he would describe Jorah. Like, he'd be like, his captor, the man, the Andal.
Yes.
And it just was like, and it just the way, or sometimes to vary it up further, he would avoid saying anything and he'd be like, he did this. And it just was too much. I was like, there were moments, because everyone else in this chapter was people we didn't know before. And I just was like, who is this pronoun referring to? Can you tell me?
Yeah, please be specific.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, so this is when he starts referring to him as Ser Jorah, because he's got enough confirmation, I guess, in his head that he can definitely make that claim, because Jorah is like, I used to be a lord, now I'm not. Yeah, and so Tyrion can't really get comfortable, and he's like, I mean, I killed my dad, and I killed Shay, and also I was part of Tysha getting raped, and I put them through a lot more pain than I'm going through. So this is like him actually reflecting on his actions, which he has really not done.
This was a nice, welcome change.
He's like, I'll do my trick with the crossbow if you give me one. Like he's been joking about killing his dad, and I don't think he still has any regrets about it, but he seems to show some consideration for Shay in this, which I don't even know if he's even thought about Shay this whole book.
Yeah, I think there's been a couple of moments, but like it's always been sort of in like a negative light. And I think we had like one instance where he finally was like, oh, that kind of sucked. And now he's kind of slowly acknowledging like her humanity a bit more.
Right. Yeah. So, like I said, he can't get into a position where he can actually rest. So he just kind of like hangs from the chains.
Yeah.
And kind of falls into a fitful sleep because he's just that exhausted, it doesn't.
Yeah.
And then the next morning, Jorah like comes and is like, we got shit to do, get up. And then Tyrion can't walk because he's been in this awkward position. His like legs aren't totally up to functioning at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. He says, if I take you off the ring, will you do as you're told? Will it involve dancing? I might find dancing difficult. I can't feel my legs. They may have fallen off. Elsewise, I am your creature, on my honor as a Lannister. Of course he's gonna be just, even in this moment, like first thing in the morning, he just wakes up.
Like this.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course the Lannisters have no honor, blah blah blah. And this, like, if as a reader, if we hadn't figured out that he's not going to Cersei, I feel like this is another hint that he's not going to Cersei, because he says that the Lannisters have no honor and Cersei is a Lannister. So so basically Jorah has to carry Tyrion downstairs, and they sit down and have some breakfast. And Tyrion sees this dwarf person staring at him, and he can immediately tell that this is someone who knows who Tyrion is, and he wants to, like, he's trying to tell Mormont to, like, be wary of it, but it's not working out.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Jorah is giving Tyrion news he heard last night, which is that some exile lord has hired the Golden Company to win back his lands for him. Half the captains in Volantis are racing upriver to Voluntheris to offer him their ships.
Dude.
So that news is getting around. And Tyrion is like, wait a second, is he kidding me? Like, is he teasing me? Does he know something I don't?
Dude, this was so scary. And then he has to, like, act normal and be like, ah, and, like, just have a bite of his food.
So clearly he's figured out that young Griff, he says, could the pretty princeling have swallowed the bait? Which is an interesting phrasing, because I didn't think of it as bait that Tyrion was. I thought he was actually giving him advice.
That's what I thought too. Honestly. Like, I was like, what is he? I guess he just means...
Or was he trying to, like, he himself wanted to go back to Westeros to exact revenge on Cersei, so he was trying to get him to go there faster? Like, I'm trying to figure out what this
I don't even know. I think this boy is just... I don't know. This was a weird moment. I couldn't quite understand what he was talking about.
Yeah. So they're sitting there talking a little bit more, and this is when, okay, a girl comes up and is like, okay, it's your turn next to make sure you bring her a gift. And Jorah's like, all right, we're ready. And this is where we learn about the Widow of the Waterfront and how she married a triarch named Vogaro, not Vargo. Vargo is a different person. Vogaro. So Vogaro was a trident. No, not trident. Oh my god. The Vogaro was a triarch. And he was like all the other people, enslaved people and had other businesses and whatever. But he fell in love with one of the people he enslaved. So he freed her and married her. And it was a huge scandal and all of that. And when he died, because his wife wasn't of noble birth herself, she couldn't stay in that part of the city with all the noble people anymore. So she has now, ever since then, she's been living in this inn, basically.
Dude.
And it's been like 30 years, right?
Yeah.
32 years. Yeah. That since she took up residence at the merchant's house. So Tyrion's like, what exactly are you hoping to get from her? And Jorah's like, just shut up and watch. It's our turn. And it says there was something vulpine about the way the woman sat. And I had to look that up because I don't know what that meant. And it means fox-like, so in like a cunning way.
I feel like every single time she talks, there's like a different descriptor that Tyrion gives that's very then at a different point he says, she purred in a voice as sinister as it was soft. And then later he's like, the old woman's smile turned feral. Like, Tyrion is sort of very intimidated and is like trying to make sense of this.
This is somebody who knows her shit and should not be messed with. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
And Tyrion's just not used to that.
So they walk up to her. She like has her own like area that she always sits in because it's got like the best sight lines while giving herself privacy and all of that.
Yeah.
And so they walk up, and the first thing she says is like, oh, you have a dwarf, is he a gift? That was weird, given like, especially I knew that she's like anti-slavery, or is it, I guess maybe that's her way of judging whether the person she's talking to is somebody she wants to deal with, because if they're dealing in people, then she doesn't want anything to do with them.
Yeah, maybe. I just assumed she was like trying to be funny.
Yeah. So Jorah's is like, here's gloves. He literally slaps them on the table. Like, what?
Yeah.
You can't have even tried to place them nicely. Like,
yeah.
Like, be like, this is all I could afford, but it was the best I could do, and because you deserve the best. Or like some kind of flat, like, of course he's not that guy, but he sucks.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's like, we need Swiss passage and marine. And then, first off, this is big news to Tyrion, because he's been thinking they're going to King's Landing.
Yeah.
So he literally starts laughing, just being like, I was already on my way, and now you're what an idiot.
Dude.
Like, and then he gets a further laugh, because he's like, I'm gonna keep going east, and now Griff and his people are going west. What is happening?
Yeah.
And the widow is just like, yeah, it looks like your dwarf is having a fit. I'm just gonna ignore him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and so she invites Jorah to have a drink, and she's talking about, oh, like, why would you go over there? Everybody else, all the other exiles are sailing west, so I hear. Even our triarchs have pledged a dozen warships to see them as far as the Stepstone, so
they really want the Golden Company to leave, huh?
Yeah, I mean, they don't want them to attack their city, certainly.
Right, yeah, but like, right, because they were like annoyed that they were there for so long, and they were like, can y'all leave?
Yeah, one of the things she says later is that one of the Triarchs had actually wanted to hire the Golden Company to take down the Red Priest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she's like, why do you want to go there? And he's like, it's my business, you don't need to know. And Tyrion's like, can you just like, you're fucking this up, dude.
Yeah.
Jorah finally says, like, no, it's my business, what is it to you? And she's like, you sure you want to go to her? Because, I've heard she feeds her dragons the flesh of infants while she bathes in the blood of virgins. Like, is that who you really want? And Jorah's like, that's lies. My lady should not believe such filth. And she's like, I'm not a lady, but I understand what's happening here. And I know that Volantis is going to oppose Daenerys.
So if you want to go there, just wait a second and then you go as a fighter.
Yeah, exactly. And she's also like then like not reminiscing, like she gives us a little bit of a historical lesson that some of the first Elephant Party rulers were women, and that they were the ones who actually got shit under control.
Shocking.
Yeah, but it hasn't happened since, so no wonder the world is going to hell.
Real.
Yeah, and basically she's like, yeah, the kids these days that are in charge, they're terrible and they're gonna have war, or so they think. And then Jorah's like, oh, what do you think? And Tyrion's like, finally, you asked the right question. And she says, God. I think it will be war as well, but not the war they want. I think that Red Valor has more worshippers in the city than all the other gods together. And Benero's gonna get his people together, and their outcome may not be what they think. And this is where she tells us that Malakwo tried to hire the Golden Company to take out Benero and the Red Temple.
Oh
but because he wanted to hire like outsiders, because he can't risk using his own tiger cloaks to do the job, because they themselves worship the Lord of Light.
Oh my god.
So,
man, all the loyalties here are like so convoluted, because it's like he's got his people, but then they support they support the Red God, but then like the Red God people want Dany because it's Azor Ahai, but like, and not, they use like, slavery. How could they not want slavery?
Yeah,
like that's what I mean. Like all of these things are so like everyone be everywhere, and then like the Triarchs are like, here, Golden Company, get out of our hair. Here's money and ships, but also we want you gone. Like I guess they all make sense in their own way, but it's just interesting. It just feels very like sort of opposing.
Yes. Okay. So, yeah, Jorah's like, she asks Jorah, why do you want to go to Daenerys? He says, that's my business. I'll pay. I have silver. And
oh my god.
She's like, you stupid idiot. She says, I have gold. I don't need your silver. Get out of my face.
Tyrion's like, it's not coin she wants, it's respect, you doofus.
Yeah. And, so it's going downhill. And
she's like, doing beware of the widow's sons. She points to a little guy in the corner.
She doesn't say it, but yes, yeah. Wait, actually, but she does say it totally. Sorry,
she says, beware of the widow's son. Yeah,
I thought this was like a Tyrion inner thought, but that's totally what she says. So she's like, tell me again why you do this. And Jorah's like, to serve her, defend her, die for her if need me. And then she basically just laughs at it. It's like, you think you are going to be her savior? You think your gift dwarf is going to please her? And I know exactly who he is. And she turns to Tyrion and is like, what is it that you plan to offer Daenerys? And Tyrion's like, I'll do whatever she wants. I'll be a counselor, a soldier, a sex worker, whatever it is. The only reward I ask is I might be allowed to rape and kill my sister.
Tyrion.
Yeah. Just anyway, I'm just gonna move on from that. And this pleases her because at least he's being honest. But Jorah does not. So she says, if you want to get to Marine, swim. I have no help to give you.
Oh
and
my
then
God.
like a bunch of shit happens at once.
Yeah.
So like they're about to leave. The guys, her guards, like kind of starting to kind of stand off against them to make sure they don't pull anything. When the dwarf, who's a girl, comes running at Tyrion with a knife. And Tyrion has just like a second to like, he grabs like the tankard of wine and sloshes her face with it. And then gets out of her way. But she tackles him and he has to like roll on. It's like this whole thing where she's just, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Until Jorah pulls her off of Tyrion. And she's yelling like, no, let me kill. They killed him. I need to kill this guy, my brother. They took him. And apparently it was some Westerosis who saw them jesting in the square, followed them, and they realized she was a girl, but they took her brother and killed him because they thought it was Tyrion.
Dude, I can't. Kate, but they, like, and these, but they were, like, the wedding was a while ago, right? And then this was recently after the whole thing? Or was it, like, when they were still there in King's Landing?
This, I think, was in Volantis because, let me tell you something, I neglected to point this out when we read Quentin's first chapter when he's in Volantis. He actually passes Penny and Oppo doing their jousting bit somewhere in the street.
Oh, that's so depressing.
Yeah. So at that point, if I had been in a better state of mind, I should have been like, "Oh, do you remember a jousting pair of dwarves anywhere else?" But I didn't get to do that because I I dropped the ball on that.
Oh my god! Oh,
so this is Penny and her brother. I was
thinking, like, because if it was still in Westeros, then it would, like, it. The way it was written did make it seem like it was here, but, like, if it had been in Westeros, then it, like, I don't know, because by the time they got here, it's like they could have gotten away. Because you know how in Westeros it was like they were literally killing every single dwarf, but, like, here it's like literally they could have gotten away.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Ugh.
No. It was here, and it happened pretty recently. And Tyrion recognizes her because Penny is one of the riders that was, like, at Joffrey's wedding. They had the jousting bit when they ride the pig and the dog, and she's the one who rode the dog, and her brother would ride the pig. And it's, like, such a blast from the past, but also, like, the repercussions of, like, things, like, the repercussions, like, vibrating throughout this universe, you know?
What's it called? The butterfly effect in this universe is wild.
Yeah. So, obviously she's mad. For as much as we know, she probably also thinks that Tyrion killed Joffrey, you know?
Right.
And then she knows that because of that, they might have also been in danger. Because of all of the Joffrey dying, they were in danger in King's Landing and in Westeros, so they had to flee that to begin with. And then, even when they did flee, his brother was killed for another reason. Like, not for another reason, like, instead of Tyrion.
Yeah.
So her anger is warranted. And clearly, she is the one who the widow responds to.
Yeah.
And, so she gets the innkeeper to take Penny away and, like, take care of her and stuff. And then she turns to Tyrion and is like, okay, monsters should be larger, it seems to be. You're worth a lordship back in Westeros. Here, I fear your worth is somewhat less. So I think maybe she recognized that his life is in danger here. Maybe she saw, like, that he cared enough to recognize Penny. I'm not sure. Something changed.
Yeah. I don't quite know either. I was kind of asking myself the same thing while reading this. Like, I don't know, like, I don't know, maybe it was like a she maybe, like, I don't know, this seems a little far-fetched, but maybe it was like if I don't help Jorah here, he might take you back that way and then get a reward for you, and I don't want that to happen. Like, either, like, I may as well, and, like, maybe she also kind of is anticipating, like, because she knows all the lore, right? Like, he's a Lannister, blah, 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 all the things. So maybe she's also anticipating, like, Dany maybe just killing him off or not wanting him, and she's, like, serves him right for being a monster, you know? And, like, that's also in response. But, like, that feels out of character. Like, I just don't know.
Maybe,
like,
it's just as simple as, like, if Tyrion and Jorah remain in Volantis, they're gonna cause even more trouble, so it's better to ship them off, and maybe in the end it'll be worth it because she does overall support Dany.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't
know. And so she tells them that 2 days from now, there's a cog called Salasori Coron that's setting sail for Karth by way of New Gis, and Bonero prophesized that it's never going to reach Karth. So they should be on it if they want to get to Daenerys. And then she says, should you... Oh, no. After she gives them the information, Tyrion says, If I were Valentine and free and had the blood, you'd have my vote for Triarch.
Cute.
Yeah. And then she says, should you reach your queen, give her a message from the slaves of old Volantis. Tell her we are waiting. Tell her to come soon.
Man,
yeah, so like Daenerys like lingering in Marine is like harming even like Daenerys, just get your ass moving, do something.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what the next chapter is, but if it's Daenerys, I'm gonna be like frustrated.
Oh my god.
It's not. Okay. But maybe the one after that is. Okay, I'm not gonna go looking. I don't know why I am being okay. Predictions? Are they gonna get on the ship?
Yes.
Will they get to Daenerys?
Yes.
Will we ever see the widow or Penny ever again?
No.
Oh, they were cool.
She's so cool, though.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see her. And, yeah, like, I wonder if she's gonna maybe help Penny out with some things. And, like, I also wonder if, the one thing I'm worried about, though, is, like, Tyrion is, like, okay, wait, he like, loosened his chains, right?
No.
Didn't Jorah do that?
No, he just unchains him from the wall.
Oh, yeah, okay, because then even when he's fighting, he kind of has to, okay. Yeah, so he's sort of walking around this way.
Mm-hmm.
So if anything sort of happens, he's sort of already, like, pre-branded.
Okay.
I'm just worried, like...
What kind of thing happens? Can you be a little bit more specific?
Like, if something happens to Jorah, or, like... Because you know how Jorah's been, like, locking Tyrion and then, like, leaving the room? Like...
Right.
And, like, especially, like, when they were on the bridge and they were, like, walking around and, like, Jorah's being hella disruptive during literally, like, prayer hour and, like, all the things. Like, I just, like... I don't know. I just worry about, like, how Tyrion... Well, I guess Jorah was the one who took Tyrion from Haldon and them. But, like, I don't know. I just worry about if Tyrion ends up on his own, who's gonna listen to him? Like, even Jorah at one point
that is his point for getting him in chains, is that
no one's
even if
gonna
somebody
listen to you.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna assume you're a slave and therefore not worth listening to, yeah.
Yeah, but I just kind of, like... Because on one side, I'm like, they get on the ship and we're good. Like, we are leaving Volantis. But on the other side, I'm like, there's a lot of ways that we don't end up on that ship. But let's just say they do. Let's just say, how many days is it? Like 2 days? Yeah, 2 days. They chill in this hotel for 2 days, and that's that.
Okay, cool. I don't think we can really predict anything else right now anyway, so...
Yeah.
Next chapters?
Yeah, let's do it.
We're reading 3 chapters next time.
Dude, this is getting spicy. I'm scared. Why?
'Cause past me decided it was so.
No, but that's what I'm asking. I'm like, what's so special about these? Okay, let's say, give me a Bran. Give me an Asha. Give me a... Quentin.
Oh, wow, you're asking for Quentin.
Yeah.
Okay, well, literally none of those.
Lovely. It's great to be me, guys.
So we're reading chapters 28, 29, and 30 next time.
Okay.
Chapter 28 is Jon.
Yay, Jon. Okay, he's gonna finally stop isolating and start taking care of his mentee health and his fizzy health. Okay.
Sure. Chapter 29 is Davos.
Guys, he's not dead.
Not dead yet.
Guys, I fucking told you, bitches. I'm literally a little evil genius. I'm like the son Tyrion wanted. Or no, Tywin. What's his name?
Alright, let's remember that you were convinced Jorah was taking her to Daenerys. Cersei. So
I wasn't convinced. That was like a snapshot of a moment, okay? I started reading this chapter and remembering who Jorah was, and I instantly was like, wait. You know? It's okay.
Okay, well, predictions. Like, you don't just get to vibe in this.
Oh, wait, sorry. I was just so excited about Davos.
You're literally rocking back and forth, just like...
okay. Davos, not dead. Secret plan. Goes back to Stannis, whatever, secret plan. Working with the Manderleys. Tides are shifting. Stannis is about to win.
Okay, cool. Aren't we hopeful? Chapter 30 is Daenerys.
Ooh. Okay, so you are gonna have to deal with Dany next time.
I know, but maybe this is a chapter where she does something, you know? I don't remember.
That's so funny. Okay, so she's sort of gonna... I mean, she's gotta prep for war, doesn't she? And she met with that green lady to try and get more people. Grace. She and Green Grace was like, marry this person, so maybe she's like, scheduled her wedding.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
She did say 90 days.
Oh wait, no.
Has it already been 90 days?
Totally forgot about that whole plan. Yeah, so we're maybe the murders have stopped. We're sort of like, oh, this guy's part of it. What do we do about that? You know?
Okay. And I think last time she'd also sent Dario away.
Yes. Sad news. Sad.
All right. Well, folks, join us on Discord, send us an email, follow us on Instagram. All the information is in the show notes. And of course, don't forget to leave a review and join the contest. All right. Until next time, farewell, my friends.
Talk to you later.